Good morning. Happy Wednesday. So I was just listening to this really cool walking meditation. I'll post it in here. But she was just talking about how these 4 beliefs, I feel like I can't hear myself. Someone running in the morning. So these 4 beliefs that really affect us and help us to kind of come into alignment with the things that we want to experience are, number 1, I am worthy. And so I would just suggest, this morning as I was waking my kids up, I just had the thought to, and I've done this before, but it makes so much sense because when you're you're wobbling all around. We're the most susceptible to influence when we wake up, right when we wake up, and as we're falling to sleep. Miss you too, Mitzi. And so I was thinking about how I wake my kids up sometimes and like, get up, you're late for school. I'm like, gosh, that is like the worst way to wake your kids up, right? Because what does that put in their subconscious? Sorry, I'm trying to keep you steady. So the last little bit, I've been experimenting with things and waking up my kids by sitting on their bed and rubbing their feet and saying good things into their minds, right? Because they hear you, they hear us, and they're used to our voices. So this morning I was rubbing their feet and like, you are amazing, you are beautiful, you are so smart, you're so happy, everything you do works out, God loves you, like all this stuff, right? And it really does make a huge difference because I have one who's kind of a crabby kid in the morning. Totally shifted her. Like she's like happy in the morning, she's not like grumpy. So the words we speak to ourselves are just as important as the ones we speak to our kids. And what words are you speaking to yourself in the morning? What words do you speak to yourself the minute you wake up? And when you go to bed, is it, oh, I didn't get enough done? Or, oh, I should have done this? Or regret and blame and all that stuff? Or are you intentional? Are you like really putting forth the effort it takes to claim who you want to be? And so these 4 beliefs are from this meditation. As I was walking, I'm like, I should share that. So number 1, I am worthy. Because if you're coming from a place of not feeling worthy and deserving, then the things that you want aren't going to be able to come about anyways, right? And not just things, but the feeling of I am worthy, right? Of all of it, of whatever it is that you want. And number 2, I am loved. There are so many of us who have this belief that I'm unlovable. Things happen to us as kids. We feel conditionally loved by parents who were also conditionally loved. And then we adopt that belief as well. And so one thing that you can affirm to yourself is I am loved. I love myself. I am loved. And as I'm listening to this and I'm doing my walking, I'm doing little tapping. So I tap each fingertip as I breathe in for counts of 4. So as I'm walking, I'm going, I am worthy, right? And I don't care if it looks weird. I have people walking around me. But, you can whisper it and stuff. And so I am worthy. I am loved. So being loved takes the whole idea of the thing we want most is love. That's why people have addictions. That's why people have pain, because at their core they don't believe they're loved. Okay, so that's number 2. And then number 3 is I am giving. So I am giving. And it doesn't have to be money. I think that sometimes we get confused with like thinking that it has to be like being generous with our funds and our money. And that's not necessarily true at all. In fact, I had an experience, I hope you can hear me. I had an experience yesterday where I messaged a friend and sent her a video because I was feeling it, And she's like, oh my gosh, Chrissy, how did you know? Like, I was struggling so hard in that moment. And those words are exactly what I needed to hear. And it was worth more than any amount of money I could have offered her in that moment, because In that moment, what was offered was peace and stillness and love and light and God's love. And that's the thing. What you have to give is more than money. You have your time, your talents, your love, your appreciation. You have so much to offer. Your hugs. So, I am worthy. I am loved. I am giving. Because when you send out an energy of I am giving, you automatically receive more. It's just the way of the world. Like when we give, we receive, because we're getting, that given back to us in some other way. But you do it without an expectation. So you just give without the expectation in return, and it frees you up to receive even more, right? Isn't that pretty? So number 4 is I am grateful. And gratitude has, if you're looking at frequencies on the level of, by frequency, I mean, how would you describe that? Just a level of happiness, let's just say that. Happiness level, gratitude is right at the top. And so with gratitude, I am grateful. You start to think of all the ways that God has blessed you in your life, and you start looking for evidence of that, of those gifts, and you get what you look for. And I tell my kids this all the time, like, you get the things that you look for. If you're looking for ways that your sister's annoying, you will find it. If I look for ways my husband's annoying, I'm going to find it. If I look for the ways that I'm unhappy or not doing well in certain aspects, I will find it. And so we get to be the creators of our world and say, look, I'm going to find evidence, even if it's fake evidence right now, not fake, but even if we're just looking for small, teeny evidences and saying what we want. So anyway, you guys are awesome. Happy Wednesday. So just take those beliefs, write them out on post boards, put them all over your house. I have my little ones do it in the mirror. It's cute when they do that because they're not weirded out by it. Like my little ones, Lily and Summer, I'm like, okay, repeat after me. I am smart. I am beautiful. I am funny. I am playful. I'm a good friend. I'm whatever, right? But we have to put in our minds the things we want to hear, because people don't typically do that. You have to be your own cheerleader. So I literally have probably like 2 hours worth of different video or audio recordings that I've done for myself that help put me in a place of power and put me in a place of gratitude and love. And what time is it? I might need to head back. And put me in a place of total feeling like, dang, I am amazing. I am like the best freaking mom ever. Like all these things that we want to hear throughout the day. So I literally have like a 27-minute one that talks about my life from about all aspects of my life. And yet I'm telling myself a story, because you guys are telling yourself stories anyway. You're telling yourself a story about your life right now. And is it serving you? Is it actually helping you? So if not, change the story. You get to do that. And you might be thinking, well, but it's not true. Well, so what? Neither's the other one. And you get what you look for, and you get what you plant. So plant the seeds of abundance, plant the seeds of love, And in the morning, I'll give you an example. So I'm in my friend Tammy Ward's class. I hope you can hear me. Thumbs up if you can hear me, or if it's too windy. Is it too windy? I don't want to make it so you can't hear. Okay, we'll just keep going then. But we worked on a belief that I had. I worked on a belief, and instead of just flipping it, which is what I love doing. So if you have the belief, nothing I do ever works out, so why try? That was mine before I started doing this weight loss thing. And I was like, well, what's my why? Why do I want that? And so flipped it, and then go into the writing it out. I used to have this belief that things don't work out for me, so I try. But now I believe everything works out for my good and my best and highest learning. So I always do my best. And to add to that, because I have this belief that everything works out, then, hi, good morning. because I have this belief that everything works out for me, I show up so different in my life. I show up as confident in my relationships with my children and my husband. I show up as more loving and kind, and because I know everything I do matters. Everything I do makes a difference. My business grows, and this happens, and this happens. So I go through all the scenarios of what happens because that belief has changed. So if you're wondering what belief you have that is kind of hindering you or stopping you, just ask. Just sit quietly and say, what belief do I have that is stopping me from receiving the most joy and love in my life? Or set a goal, and it'll come up automatically for you. Set a goal, and you'll have all the stuff come up. And write that down, flip it, and then give reasons why. Because you changed that belief, things are working better for you and your family, your business, your body, everything. So anyway, it is getting windy, so I'll let you guys have fun today. But yep, so number 1, you are worthy, you are loved, you are giving, and you are grateful.